Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to stand before you today. Let me begin with a fundamental truth. You were born to fulfill a purpose that is bigger than yourself. Each of us carries a unique assignment, a piece of destiny written into our very being. But here's the danger: you can become the silent enemy of that purpose. Now, what is ego? Ego is not confidence. Ego is not ambition. Ego is that insidious voice that tells you, I don't need anyone's help. I already know it all. I am my own source. But let me tell you something. The moment you start believing you are your own source, you cut yourself off from the flow of greater purpose. Every human being is born with a unique assignment, a purpose that only they can fulfill. Your existence is not random, it's intentional. But ego has a way of distorting this truth. Instead of focusing on the assignment you were given, ego shifts your attention inward, making your life about you rather than the mission you are here to accomplish. It tricks you into believing that your worth is tied to recognition, status, or applause. Ego convinces you that your life's work should revolve around proving your value to others rather than adding value to the world. The problem with this mindset is that it takes your focus off the real reason you were sent here. Purpose is not about glorifying yourself, it's about solving problems, creating value, and improving the lives of others. Ego, however, whispers dangerous lies like you need to prove yourself or you deserve the spotlight. It seduces you into thinking that being noticed is more important than being effective. If you want to overcome this, you must shift your perspective. Instead of asking, what can I get, start asking, what can I give? Ego says, make it about me, but purpose reminds you it's always about others. Only by silencing the voice of ego can you truly see the bigger picture and fulfill the mission you were created to accomplish. Ego is one of the greatest distractions from your purpose because it replaces vision with vanity. Your purpose is designed to impact others, to solve problems, and to contribute to something far bigger than yourself. Yet ego constantly narrows your focus. Instead of seeing the needs around you or the opportunities to make a difference, ego fixates on how situations affect you. It turns purpose into a personal performance rather than a collective mission. One of the most dangerous things about ego is how it thrives on competition instead of contribution. Ego drives you to compare yourself to others, making you believe that your success is only valid if someone else is failing. It convinces you that your value is tied to being the best, being on top, or being praised. But here's the truth: your purpose was never meant to be a competition. It's not about outperforming others, it's about fulfilling the specific role that only you can play. When ego takes over, it distracts you with rivalry, and you lose sight of your unique assignment. Another way ego diverts you is through the fear of vulnerability. Purpose requires you to be honest about your weaknesses, to seek help, and to collaborate with others. But ego says, don't let anyone see your flaws. Don't ask for help, it will make you look weak. This mindset creates isolation. Instead of building partnerships and expanding your capacity to fulfill your purpose, you shut yourself off, limiting your growth and your impact. Ego builds walls around you, but purpose requires bridges. Ego also blinds you to opportunities. When you are consumed with self-importance, you stop learning. You think you already know enough, that you don't need guidance or correction. This arrogance causes you to miss valuable lessons, resources, and connections that could propel you forward in your purpose. Humility, on the other hand, keeps you teachable. It keeps your eyes open to the ways you can improve, adapt, and grow. Lastly, ego diverts you by attaching your identity to external achievements. It convinces you that your value is based on how much you accomplish or how much recognition you receive. But this is a trap because it means your sense of worth rises and falls with every success or failure. Purpose, however, is rooted in something deeper. It's about who you are, not just what you do. When you let go of ego, you realize that your value isn't in what others think of you, but in the lasting impact you create through your life and work. To truly align with your purpose, you must confront the distractions of ego. You must choose humility over pride, collaboration over competition, and service over self-glorification. Purpose cannot thrive where ego rules. Your mission is too important, your assignment too great to allow ego to lead. Let go of the need for attention, validation, and control, and watch how clarity, impact, and fulfillment follow. Ego is a master of deception, often masquerading as confidence or ambition, but in reality it undermines the very foundation of your purpose. It shifts your energy and focus from your assignment to yourself, creating a dangerous imbalance. Your purpose is not about you, it is about what you were sent here to do, the problems you were designed to solve, and the lives you were meant to impact. Ego's ultimate goal is to make you forget that. One of the ways ego diverts you is by making you overly concerned with appearances. It tells you you need to look successful. Even if you're not making progress, this obsession with looking the part often causes people to prioritize style over substance. Instead of focusing on the mission, you spend time curating an image, crafting a persona, or chasing titles that give the illusion of success. But here's the truth: real success is not measured by how you appear, but by how much value you create. Ego focuses on the surface, but purpose goes deep. It's not about how you look to others, it's about the legacy you leave behind. Ego also traps you in a cycle of perfectionism. It tells you if you can't do it perfectly, don't do it at all. This fear of failure can paralyze you, keeping you from taking risks or stepping into your calling. Purpose, however, embraces imperfection because it understands that growth happens through mistakes. Humility allows you to try, fail, learn, and improve. Ego, on the other hand, demands that you protect your image at all costs, even if it means never stepping out of your comfort zone. Another way ego sabotages purpose is through resistance to feedback. Ego tells you that admitting mistakes or accepting criticism is a sign of weakness. It makes you defensive and closed off, refusing to learn from others. But feedback is essential for growth. Humility opens the door to wisdom, allowing you to refine your skills, sharpen your vision, and align more closely with your purpose. Ego keeps you stagnant, but humility keeps you moving forward. Ego also makes you think you have to do everything alone. It says, if I don't do it myself, it won't be done right, but purpose is too big for one person. It requires collaboration, teamwork, and the humility to recognize that others bring strengths you may lack. Ego isolates you, but humility connects you to the people and resources you need to fulfill your mission. The greatest leaders understand that their role is not to dominate, but to empower others to work alongside them. Perhaps the most dangerous aspect of ego is how it distorts your perspective on success. Ego tells you that success is about how much you can gain: money, fame, power. But purpose reminds you that true success is about how much you can give. The most fulfilling lives are not the ones spent accumulating accolades, but the ones spent making a difference. When ego drives your decisions, you may achieve temporary wins, but you'll miss the deeper satisfaction that comes from living out your purpose. To overcome ego, you must make a conscious choice to live for something greater than yourself. Ask yourself daily, what is my assignment? What problem am I here to solve? How can I serve others today? These questions shift your focus from self-centered ambition to purpose-driven impact. Ultimately, ego is a distraction, a detour that leads you away from your destiny. But when you embrace humility, you free yourself to align with the life you were meant to live. Purpose requires you to let go of your pride, your need for control, and your desire for recognition. It asks you to see beyond yourself and to commit to something bigger. When you choose purpose over ego, you unlock the potential to create lasting change, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. Ego is a master at creating an illusion of safety. It tells you to stay where you are, to avoid challenges, and to only engage in activities that make you feel secure and in control. But here's the truth: purpose lies outside of your comfort zone. Growth, impact, and transformation all require you to step into the unknown, but ego resists that. It persuades you to play it safe, to avoid risks, and to stick to what is familiar. The comfort zone feels good, it's predictable, manageable, and doesn't require you to confront fear or uncertainty. But ego keeps you in this zone by feeding you the idea that failure is something to be avoided at all costs. It whispers, what if you mess up? What if others see you fail? What will they think of you? This fear of judgment and failure can paralyze you, making you hesitate to take the bold steps necessary to fulfill your purpose. The result is stagnation. You stay stuck, not because you lack potential, but because ego convinces you that potential is safer left unrealized than risked. One of the most dangerous aspects of the comfort zone is how it limits your growth. Purpose requires constant learning, adapting, and evolving, but ego resists anything that challenges your current knowledge or abilities. Ego tells you you already know enough, or you don't need to ask for help. It clings to what is familiar, even if it no longer serves you. However, growth only happens when you are willing to admit that there is more to learn, that you don't have all the answers, and that stepping into new territory is essential. Ego also thrives on control. It makes you believe that if you can't guarantee the outcome, you shouldn't even try. But purpose doesn't come with guarantees. It requires faith, risk, and a willingness to embrace uncertainty. The pursuit of purpose often leads you into situations where you don't feel fully prepared, where you have to rely on others, or where you must trust the process. Ego hates this. It wants everything planned, calculated, and certain. But purpose isn't about control. It's about surrendering to the journey and trusting that the challenges along the way will shape you into the person you need to become. Another way ego keeps you in the comfort zone is by making you fear discomfort and rejection. Every great pursuit involves moments of discomfort, confronting difficult truths, having hard conversations, or enduring seasons of struggle. But ego will tell you to avoid these moments, to stay where it's easy and comfortable. Yet discomfort is where growth happens. When you avoid discomfort, you also avoid the opportunities that could transform your life and the lives of others. Ego also blinds you to possibilities. When you are stuck in the comfort zone, you only see what's in front of you. You don't take the time to explore new opportunities, to ask bigger questions, or to imagine what could be. Purpose requires imagination and boldness, but ego keeps you small, tethered to the safe and predictable. The truth is, the comfort zone isn't actually safe, it's a trap. Over time, it leads to frustration, regret, and an unfulfilled life because you never reach your full potential. Breaking out of the comfort zone requires humility. Humility allows you to admit when you're scared, but take action anyway. It allows you to say, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn. It reminds you that failure isn't final, it's part of the process. Humility pushes you to embrace new experiences, even when they feel risky or uncertain. It's through these experiences that you discover more about yourself, your purpose, and what you're truly capable of achieving. Ego keeps you focused on comfort, but purpose demands courage. It requires you to step into the unknown, to try new things, and to be open to failure. The irony is that the very risks ego wants you to avoid are often the ones that lead to the greatest rewards. When you stay in the comfort zone, you limit not only your growth, but also the impact you can have on others. The world needs what you have to offer, but you must be willing to step out of the safe, familiar spaces to share it. Remember this, the comfort zone feels safe, but it is not where purpose thrives. Purpose grows in the soil of challenges, risks, and new experiences. When you overcome ego's grip on the comfort zone, you open yourself to a life of growth, fulfillment, and true alignment with your calling. The question is not whether you will face challenges, it's whether you will rise to meet them. And when you do, you will find that the discomfort of leaving the comfort zone is far outweighed by the joy of living fully in your purpose. If ego is the barrier that blocks your purpose, then humility is the key that unlocks it. Humility shifts your focus away from yourself and toward the greater mission you are here to accomplish. It helps you recognize that your life is not about titles, accolades, or recognition, it's about impact. Humility reminds you that your gifts and talents are not yours to hoard but to share. They are tools entrusted to you for the benefit of others. Humility begins with self-awareness. It is the ability to acknowledge that you are a work in progress, that you do not have all the answers, and that there is always room to grow. Ego resists this truth, clinging to the illusion of perfection and self-sufficiency. But humility welcomes it. It says, I am here to learn, to evolve, and to serve. When you approach life with humility, you open yourself to wisdom, guidance, and collaboration, 3 essential elements for fulfilling your purpose. One of the most powerful aspects of humility is its ability to attract opportunities. People are naturally drawn to those who are humble. Why? Because humility communicates authenticity. It shows that you are not trying to elevate yourself at the expense of others. Instead, you are willing to work with others, listen to them, and value their contributions. Purpose is rarely a solo journey. It requires partnerships and connections, and humility is the foundation upon which those relationships are built. Humility also keeps you grounded. When you embrace humility, you are less likely to be swayed by external validation. You understand that your value is not determined by how others perceive you, but by the positive difference you make. Ego constantly seeks applause, but humility stays focused on the work. It keeps your eyes on the mission, reminding you that purpose is not about being seen, it's about making an impact. Another important quality of humility is its ability to keep you teachable. No matter how much you accomplish or how skilled you become, there is always more to learn. Ego often blinds you to this truth, making you think you've arrived, that you no longer need advice, correction, or growth. But humility keeps you open. It says, I may have achieved much, but I still have much to learn. A teachable spirit is a prerequisite for purpose because it allows you to adapt, innovate, and continually refine your approach. Humility also empowers you to celebrate others. Ego often views the success of others as a threat, leading to envy, competition, or resentment. But humility sees others' achievements as an opportunity for collaboration and inspiration. It says, your success does not diminish mine. Together we can achieve more. When you celebrate others, you create an environment of mutual support, which not only strengthens your relationships, but also enhances your ability to fulfill your purpose. Perhaps most importantly, humility aligns you with your true source. It reminds you that your gifts and talents did not originate from you, they were given to you. Ego makes you believe that you are the source of your success, but humility keeps you connected to the deeper reality. You are a vessel, a steward of the resources and opportunities entrusted to you. This perspective changes everything. It shifts your focus from ownership to responsibility, from pride to service. Humility also gives you the courage to confront your weaknesses. Ego often hides flaws, fearing that others will judge or reject you. But humility says, I am human and I am willing to work on my shortcomings. When you embrace this mindset, you grow stronger. You learn to address your weaknesses and turn them into strengths, which ultimately makes you more effective in your purpose. Finally, humility provides clarity. Ego clouds your vision with distractions, pride, comparison, and the need for approval. But humility clears the way. It allows you to see your purpose for what it truly is, a mission to serve, to create value, and to leave a lasting legacy. Humility simplifies your life by removing the unnecessary weight of ego, allowing you to focus fully on what matters most. In the end, humility is not about thinking less of yourself. It is about thinking of yourself less. It's about recognizing that your life is part of a bigger picture and that your role is to contribute, not to dominate. When you approach life with humility, you align yourself with your purpose in a profound way. You become a person of influence, someone who uplifts others and leaves the world better than you found it. Humility unlocks doors that ego keeps shut. It opens pathways to growth, connection, and fulfillment. It reminds you that your purpose is not about what you can gain, but about what you can give. And in giving of yourself, your time, your talents, and your energy, you discover the true meaning of success. If you want to live a life of impact, start with humility. It is the key to unlocking everything you were created to accomplish. Humility is not just a virtue, it is a necessity for anyone who wants to truly walk in their purpose. Ego often seeks to elevate itself, creating walls between you and the resources, relationships, and opportunities you need to succeed. On the other hand, humility tears down those walls and builds bridges. It opens the door to learning, growing, and collaborating in ways that ego never will. Humility shifts the focus away from how you appear and toward how you serve. This simple but profound shift is the foundation of a purpose-driven life. One of the greatest benefits of humility is its ability to make you adaptable. Ego tends to resist change because it thrives on control and predictability. It tells you to stick with what you know, even when it's no longer effective. But purpose often requires you to pivot, to let go of old methods and embrace new ones. Humility allows you to say, I may not know the best way forward, but I'm willing to learn. This willingness to adapt keeps you aligned with your purpose, even in the face of uncertainty. Humility also strengthens resilience. Life will test you. On the journey to fulfilling your purpose, you will face setbacks, failures, and disappointments. Ego often crumbles under these pressures because it is tied to an image of perfection. It cannot handle failure without feeling diminished. Humility, however, sees failure as part of the process. It says, this is not the end, it's a lesson. Humility helps you bounce back stronger, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Another powerful aspect of humility is its ability to create trust. People follow those they trust, and trust is built on authenticity. Ego often pushes you to pretend to act like you have it all figured out, even when you don't. But humility embraces honesty. It allows you to say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm committed to finding them. This transparency builds credibility and fosters deeper connections with others. In a world full of pretenders, humility stands out as real and reliable. Humility also helps you avoid the pitfalls of pride. Pride often leads to isolation because it convinces you that you don't need anyone else. It tells you that asking for help is a sign of weakness. But humility recognizes that purpose is bigger than any one person. It allows you to lean on others, to seek mentorship, and to surround yourself with people who can help you grow. It acknowledges that collaboration, not competition, is the key to making a meaningful impact. Moreover, humility protects you from the trap of comparison. Ego is constantly measuring itself against others, asking, am I better than them? Do I have more than they do? This mindset breeds insecurity, jealousy, and unnecessary pressure. Humility, on the other hand, says, I am running my race, and they are running theirs. It frees you from the need to compete, allowing you to focus on your unique path. When you stop comparing, you can celebrate your progress and focus on your contribution without distraction. Humility also brings clarity to your decisions. Ego often drives decisions based on how they will enhance your image or increase your status. But humility asks a different question. How will this decision impact others? How does it align with my purpose? This shift in perspective helps you make choices that are not just beneficial to you, but also meaningful in the larger scheme of your mission. Humility ensures that your actions are purpose-driven, not ego-driven. Finally, humility leads to fulfillment. Ego chases external rewards, money, fame, power, but these things often leave you feeling empty. Humility focuses on internal rewards, the satisfaction of knowing you've made a difference, the joy of seeing others thrive because of your efforts, and the peace that comes from living a life aligned with your values. True fulfillment comes from serving others and contributing to something greater than yourself, and humility is what allows you to experience this deeper level of success. At its core, humility is about perspective. It's about understanding that you are part of a much larger story. Your role is significant, but it is not solitary. Humility reminds you that your purpose is connected to the people you serve, the problems you solve, and the legacy you leave behind. It frees you from the need to prove yourself and empowers you to focus on what truly matters, creating value, lifting others, and making a meaningful impact. When you choose humility, you unlock the potential within you to to live a life of purpose and significance. You become a person who inspires others, not by demanding respect, but by earning it through service, integrity, and authenticity. You become someone who doesn't just exist, but truly lives, leaving behind a legacy that speaks far louder than words ever could. Humility is the foundation upon which a life of purpose is built, and when you embrace it fully, there is no limit to what you can achieve. At the heart of every purpose lies the concept of service. Purpose is not about self-glory, fame, or recognition. It's about meeting a need, solving a problem, or creating value for others. Yet ego constantly tries to twist this truth, making you believe that your purpose is about elevating yourself rather than serving others. This distortion can pull you off course, turning what should be a mission of impact into a pursuit of personal praise. Service is the foundation of purpose because purpose is outward facing. It's not centered on how much you can gain, but on how much you can give. Ego, however, flips the script. It asks, what's in it for me? Rather than how can I help, this self-centered mindset undermines your ability to connect with the needs of others, which is the very essence of purpose. Ego's obsession with personal gain blinds you to opportunities to make a difference, leaving you unfulfilled and off track. Another way service aligns with purpose is by focusing on the long-term impact rather than short-term rewards. Ego often seeks immediate gratification, praise, recognition, or material gain. It wants to see results now, and when those results don't come quickly, it can cause frustration or doubt. Purpose, however, takes a broader view. It understands that the most meaningful contributions often take time to manifest. It's not about quick wins, but about creating lasting change. Service sustains you during the long journey, reminding you that the reward is in the work itself, not just the outcomes. Service also requires empathy, the ability to truly understand and connect with the needs of others. Ego often blocks empathy by focusing on your own desires, problems, or ambitions. It says, why should I care about what others need? I have my own concerns. But purpose demands that you look outward to see the world through the eyes of those you are meant to serve. Empathy fuels your passion, sharpens your vision, and deepens your commitment to your mission. Moreover, service challenges you to think beyond yourself and your lifetime. Ego is often preoccupied with creating a legacy of personal fame or success, something that glorifies your name. But true purpose asks, what impact will my work have long after I'm gone? It shifts your focus from building a monument to yourself to building something that benefits generations to come. When you approach life with this mindset, your actions take on a deeper significance. Service also brings a sense of fulfillment that ego can never provide. Ego thrives on external validation, but even when you achieve it, the satisfaction is temporary. True fulfillment comes from knowing that you've made a positive difference, that you've used your time and talents to help others. This kind of satisfaction is enduring because it's rooted in purpose, not applause. Purpose-driven service requires a commitment to growth. To serve effectively, you must continually refine your skills, expand your knowledge, and improve your capacity to make an impact. Ego often resists growth because it means admitting that you don't know everything. But service keeps you humble and hungry to learn. It challenges you to be better, not for the sake of pride, but to increase your ability to contribute. Lastly, service redefines success. Ego often equates success with personal gain, how much money you make, how many people know your name, or how many accolades you receive. But service teaches you that success is about significance. It's about how many lives you've touched, how much value you've created, and how deeply you've aligned your actions with your purpose. When you embrace this definition of success, you free yourself from the constant pressure to prove yourself and focus instead on the joy of making a difference. In the end, purpose is inseparable from service. To live a life of purpose, you must commit to serving others, not glorifying yourself. Ego will try to convince you otherwise, urging you to chase personal rewards over meaningful impact. But when you prioritize service, you align yourself with the true essence of purpose. You become a vessel through which change, healing, and progress can flow. Service is not a burden. It is the privilege of living a purpose-driven life. And when you embrace it fully, you discover that the greatest rewards come not from what you achieve, but from what you give. As we reflect on the journey through humility, ego, and purpose, one thing becomes abundantly clear. True fulfillment comes when we embrace the power of humility and shift our focus from self-centered ambition to the service of others. Ego, in all its forms, will continue to tempt us, convincing us that we must chase after personal glory, recognition, and control. It whispers that the pursuit of greatness should be about building our own kingdoms and elevating our own image. But purpose tells a different story. Purpose is not found in personal accolades or the accumulation of wealth and status. It is found in the impact we have on others. It is about the lives we touch, the change we create, and the legacy we leave behind. Humility opens the doors to that purpose by removing the barriers of pride and self-preservation. It allows us to be teachable, to learn from others, and to adapt to the needs of the world around us. It aligns our hearts with the greater mission and reminds us that our gifts are not for our own glory, but for the service of humanity. When we step away from the comfort of ego, we discover that our purpose is not only more powerful, but more fulfilling. Service becomes the very foundation upon which purpose stands. It is through service that we are shaped, molded, and transformed into the people we are meant to be. Service fuels growth, creates connections, and transforms lives, not just the lives of others, but our own as well. In the end, the path to purpose is not paved with self-centered ambition, but with a heart willing to serve, a mind open to learning, and a spirit humble enough to recognize that our lives are part of something far greater than our individual journey. True greatness is found in humility and service. And when we walk in these, we not only fulfill our purpose, but we also inspire others to do the same. Remember, the world does not need more people chasing after their own glory. It needs more people who are willing to humble themselves, step out of their comfort zones, and serve with their whole hearts. That is where true impact lies. And when you do this, when you live in alignment with your purpose, there is no greater fulfillment, no greater joy than knowing that you have made a difference in the world, not for yourself, but for others.